Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Donovan, and today we're going to talk about what I would argue is a nearly perfect true wireless earbud. These are from a company called Anker. They are the SoundCore Liberty Airs, and they're available right now on Amazon.com if you're interested in checking them out. They're available for $80, so that kind of puts them in the mid-range price when it comes to true wireless earbuds, so you can definitely pick up some cheaper ones. So I've reviewed ones that are like $20, $30, $40, and some of them are actually not too bad. And then also on the higher end, there's the Apple AirPods, the Jabra Elite Active 65Ts, a couple of pairs that I've reviewed in the past. So those are more in like the $160 up to maybe $200 price range. So these are kind of right there in that middle ground at $80. And I would argue for $80, these are really fantastic, but they're definitely not perfect. And we'll talk about why that is in just a moment. All right, so before we get into the details of what make the Anker SoundCore Liberty Airs such a great pair of true wireless earbuds, let's go ahead and take a look at what you get in the box. So first things first, you get 4 different ear tip sizes. So we have large, we have the medium ones down there that I currently have on the earbuds, so those are the ones that fit me best. And then we also have the small and extra small, and we'll talk more about those ear tips in just a moment. We do also have a micro USB cable, so that's maybe just a slight negative. I would have liked to see Type-C, but you know, it is what it is. So we have micro USB there. We have a user manual, which I think is probably a lot longer than it needs to be because these are pretty simple to use, but you can see they're in a bunch of different languages, so that's probably why it's so thick. We do also have this warning. I'm not really exactly sure what this warning's about, but of course it's stuff that we probably don't read anyways. We have the charging case, so I'm just going to go ahead and show you real quick in comparison to some other charging cases that come with some of the other pairs of true wireless earbuds that I've reviewed in the past. So you can see compared to like the Jabra Elite Active 65Ts, very similar in size, maybe just a little bit taller there, and about the same thickness and everything. So very similar in size. Here are the TrebLab X5s. So these have roughly around the same footprint. Looks like the TrebLab X5s have a little bit longer footprint here, but then a little bit thinner. So the X5s are a little bit thinner. But then here are the Apple AirPods. So these are my AirPod case here, and you can see the AirPods are a little bit more pocketable. They're very small, and you can easily just fit those into your pocket. So these aren't quite as pocketable, but still very manageable. You can easily throw them into a bag or, you know, put them in your pocket or whatever. So this is the charging case. This is going to give you 3 extra charges, and there's a little battery indicator here for the charging case, so that's great. The nice thing about this is that they are kind of using some smart technology here. I got them in the wrong ones there. So because they're using Bluetooth 5.0, as soon as you pull them out of the case, they will go ahead and connect up to whatever device you have them connected up to. So I'm going to go ahead and show you real quick with my iPhone. So you'll see a little indicator up there as soon as I pull them out that they will connect up immediately. So right here, let's actually just slide over. You can see there's a little headphone, and then right over here, of course, where's it going to be? Is it going to show it? There it is. All right, so 70% battery. So I've actually been listening to them for quite a bit this evening, and they're still at 70%. So battery life we'll talk more about in just a little bit, but they're supposed to get 5 hours, and that's pretty much what I've been getting on a single charge with these. And with the case, you get about 3 extra charges as well. So now let's go ahead and talk about some of the things that they mention here on the box. So they talk about crystal clear calls. Down here they mention the graphene enhanced sound, 20 hours of battery life, IPX5 water resistant, so you can sweat on them. Even if you get a little bit of rain on them, they should be just fine. They're using Bluetooth 5.0. So let's go ahead and talk about the connectivity. So connectivity with these is absolutely fantastic. So I've literally never had them disconnect from each other. So that's awesome. That is an issue with some true wireless earbuds. I have not had an issue at all with these disconnecting from each other, and I can get quite a ways away from my iPhone. So I've used them both with my iPhone and with my Google Pixel 3 XL. In both cases, I'm able to get upwards of about 30 meters as long as there's no barriers. Outside, obviously, you're going to have a little bit less connectivity, more like maybe 15 meters away from my phone that I can get. But indoors, it's about 30 meters unless there's a bunch of barriers. So Bluetooth connectivity is absolutely fantastic. fantastic. I've had no issues with them disconnecting from each other or from my phone. So the next thing they mention here is graphene enhanced sound. So that's right here. And I don't know exactly what is meant by the graphene enhanced sound, but what I will say is that these are probably, for me, the second best pair of true wireless earbuds when it comes to sound quality. And on top of that, I would say the Jabra Elite Active 65Ts are probably my favorite, but that's because they actually have an app built in that you can actually adjust the sound signature for these, whereas these do not. And I'd also kind of put them right up here with the TrebLab X5s that I just showed you a moment ago. The difference here is that these do not have nearly the connectivity that these have. So I'd kind of put these above the TrebLab X5s in terms of that. So graphene enhanced sound, again, I'm not really sure what that means, but what I will say is that these get very loud. They do have a good amount of bass, so if you like bass, it's definitely not going to be thumping, but they do have some good low end to them. They get very loud. They're also very noise isolating, so that's one of the biggest negatives about a Apple AirPod. So if we take a look at this here, here's an AirPod, no noise isolation here with an AirPod. You're basically going to hear everything around you unless you crank the music way up, and these don't even get that loud, whereas these get very loud, and they also have noise isolation, so you can basically drown out everything going on around you if you want to with the Anker SoundCore Liberty Air. So if that's something you want, great. Now the next thing they talk about here is stereo calls, and I also want to mention here, where is it at? Here it is, the dual mic uplink noise reduction. So for phone calls, and that's again something they mention here on the front, crystal clear calls, I would say these are definitely among the best when it comes to phone calls of true wireless earbuds that I've used. Again, I'm just going to keep bringing these in here. Whoa, I'm throwing them around. The Jabra Elite Active 65Ts for me are the best when it comes to making phone calls of all true wireless earbuds I've used. These actually have 4 microphones, so very good when it comes to phone calls. The Apple AirPods also very good for phone calls. But these are right up there. And then another pair that I would say kind of are on that same level are the TicPods here. So these are called the TicPods Free. Also very good. But these are right up there. Like I said, dual mics here. So you have a microphone down here on the bottom and over here on the bottom as well. So it's going to be kind of closer to your ear because of the fact that they're going to be hanging down, or sorry, closer to your mouth. And phone calls have been absolutely fantastic. I'm in a noisy office environment, and I've been able to use these for phone calls with no problems whatsoever, so definitely a thumbs up for phone calls. We've already talked a little bit about the battery life, but I would say in terms of battery life, really the only true wireless earbuds that get better battery life than these here, the Anker SoundCore Liberty Lights, is the TrebLab X5. So these get about 6 hours on a single charge, and you get 3 extra charges here in the case, so those get fantastic battery life. The Anker SoundCore Liberty Lights, or Liberty Airs, which we're reviewing here, these get 5 hours of battery life and another 3 charges, so a total of 20 hours when you combine the case with the actual earbuds here. So that's really good. You don't unfortunately get any kind of like fast charging. So it says here 20 meters with the charging case. So definitely an area where like the Apple AirPods, for instance, have the upper hand, is that these actually have fast charging. There's a little hair in there. That's kind of disgusting. But these actually have fast charging. So you can actually get a full charge here in about 15 minutes. Whereas with the Liberty Airs here, you're looking at about an hour to get a full charge in that case. So that's maybe just a slight negative. But the one area that I would actually say for me is the biggest negative for these earbuds, so far everything's been great. Like I said, connectivity is great, the sound quality is great, the phone calls are great, they're IPX5 water resistant. So up to this point, battery life also very good. The one area that I've had issues with these is with the fit and feel. So they actually feel just fine in my ears. I've had really no issues with the feel in my ears. The problem I've had with these is they don't stay in my ears really well. So you can see, obviously, there's a bunch of different ear tips they come with, and I've already mentioned the fact that there's 4 different sizes, but the problem I've had is that really none of these really keep them in my ear if I'm trying to use them for a workout. So if you don't need them for a workout, if you're just using them for an office situation, they'll be just fine. If you're going to be using them for a workout, I'd probably recommend some foam tips, maybe some Comply tips. I've tried a couple of them. I have some Comply tips that I've used for other true wireless earbuds just to keep them in my ears a little bit better. Unfortunately, they don't fit this size, so I'll have to find some different foam tips if I want to use these for workouts, because anytime I've used these for a workout, I've constantly had to keep pushing them into my ears because they were falling out. And I kind of did a shake test, so I'll go ahead and show you that shake test where they just fall right out. And it really doesn't matter which size I use. If I use the smallest ones, they fall out real easy. If I use the largest ones, they still fall out. So it doesn't really matter. And that's really my only complaint. If these had a little bit better, I guess, feel in terms of being able to stay in my ears, they would actually be probably perfect. And that's why I said they're nearly perfect. The one other thing that I would like to see on these that you get with something like the TicPods Free, these actually have a they're touch sensitive here. These are also touch sensitive. You can do some like double taps, and that's going to bring up Siri and things like that. So actually I can show you that real quick. So a double tap on the left earbud is going to bring up Siri, and there it's going to pop up here. So you can see that popped up. A double tap on the right earbud is going to be play pause, so I don't know if I have any music queued up on my phone. So yeah, that actually brought up Netflix because I was watching Netflix right before making this video. And then a long press on the right or long press on the left is track forward, track backward. So you do get those touches, but you don't get any way to control volume on the earbuds like you do with like the TicPods, or the Jabra Elite Active 65Ts also have that. So I would have liked to see that featured into the earbuds, but you know, that's not very common on true wireless earbuds. So that's just a little bit of omission. But other than that, these things are absolutely fantastic. So if you're using them for an office, you want great sound quality, great phone calls, good battery life, all those things, I think the SoundCore Liberty Airs are fantastic for. So hope this video has been helpful for you. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.